Welcome back, one and all, to Trails in the Sky 3. I'm the TheDarkSeraph. Last time, we witnessed Scheherazad's backstory and her meeting with Ania. I don't know if I'll find any level 3 quartz, but I can start working toward them, I suppose. Let's take a look at the quartz she does have. Scheherazade also wants to continue a blue chain. Let's move on to the next area, which just so happens to be the fortress. Now this is a fancy-looking training facility. It's crazy how complicated. It's crazy complicated inside. Estelle and I had to blast everything to try and had a blast trying to get through it when we were here. Huh. I haven't really taken a look at Scheherazade's new sprite. Her new outfit's far more revealing, but like I've said, Japan is not afraid of titties. Level 110. Prevents mute. That's going to be better on a caster, because that's art strength and art's defense up. -1 movement and minus speed. Prevents mute. Yeah, that's better on a caster. That's so fucking weird. That would be decent on a ranged user, actually. One that's not dependent on strength for combat. That'd be a good one for Analace there. I guess if nothing else, I'll go ahead and give Analace the proxy puppet, just because I have a couple. I'm going to assume Estelle for this one. Yep. Hey again, wait. Where's that guy you were here with before? I don't frickin' know. Need an ID card to get through there. Material bomb. There's no greater void than the one between your ears. That is a sick burn! That is just fucking brutal. That's hilarious. I'm gonna have to remember that one.
Or am I?
And random car going by.
That's that then. Let's move out.
I don't exactly know what that did. Power's on somewhere. Probably for this. Yep. I just instinctively went to another door because I wanted to explore. All this for treasure. And treasure is what's most important in these games. Strike! Oh wow, you survived. Let's change that.
I'll Alright, what's next?
An ID card. We tell you to have barrels of fun, but come on. We don't call them treasure barrels. You can put treasure in a barrel. Shara? Is it just me, or is this place's layout way different than the real version? You thought the same too, huh? Completely different. The placement of the rooms and the corridors, everything. I suppose it's possible it was remodeled after our Analace used it. Well, the sealed area's layout was different too. Probably something our foes intentionally did. Exactly. We'll have to be careful. No kidding. Up the stairs. Oh, that's different. And that just turned off the frickin' magic barrier bridge. Treasure! Juggernaut. I'm the Juggernaut, baby! I should move to a palace. That way I could have a court Chester. Okay. Man, I'm seeing the gimmick of how that of how these work. In here.
We're not done yet.
Okay. And that turned on a green barrier. I don't think this is what I can do right now. I think it was just showing me to establish there's a chest over there and have to find a different way around.
That's that then. Let's move out.
It's probably what it was doing. Zaram powder. Back for more items? What am I, a shop? Be great if you were. Okay. So what's this way? Oh, that's dirty, game. There's another one I have to find another way around for. I don't think I'm getting every chest in this area. I think it's safe to say I'm not going to get every chest in this one. ID card 2. After cleaning the inside, you decide to polish the outside as well. Okay, that was just the long way around then. Let's find where I used the ID card.
Oh, are we done already?
Probably down this way. Motherfucker. Do I go back over here, turn this to red, and then will the other ones... Will this path down here be working like it's supposed to? Yes! Okay, that's an interesting gimmick. Oh, dark. It's best to just avoid combat when it's pitch black and follow the lights. Night goggles, I need those. This is not what it looks like. Somebody just has to have those equipped. It doesn't matter who. But now Analace is going to be the only... The door can't be open. No orbital energy is flowing to it. I know I could use arts, I just don't want to. And now I can fight normally and die. Die! Oh, you lived. Now you die.
Here I go!
Not done yet.
3 level ups for that one. Let's not fight the monster cowering in the corner like a gutless coward. Moon glasses. I'll look at those later. I'm gonna have to start charging at this rate. More stairs. Should be getting close to the end. Oh. Geysers? That's an interesting gimmick.
Oh, are we done already?
I have to be careful. And just being around the scalding hot water does damage. Kind of irritating, but...
I am invincible! Or am I?
It's funny, if I don't fast forward through her victory quote, it actually plays properly. It does instinctively hold that trigger down to make everything move faster. Silver earring plus. I thought we could be friends. Save point. I'm actually gonna be smart this time. And learn from past mistakes and save before the boss encounter. Agate! I expected a stealth. Crap, we're up against Agate this time. Well, this looks like it's going to be a fight to remember. This fight isn't going to be the easiest, but it's not anything we can't handle. I still need to do Analace's friggin' Analace's little backstory thing.
Let's end this. Let's end this.
The game just locked up. Sure is a good thing I saved before boss encounters, and it's also a good thing that the video didn't corrupt or lock up sooner. Let's go fight Agate. I've already seen this cutscene, I don't fucking care. We're gonna try this again.
Let's end this.
This ought to perk you up. Kind of warming up.
Let's end this.
Oh boy.
Let's end this. All right, what's next?
That went better this time. A lot better. Well, that's that. For the love of Adios, though, he's a damn tank. He certainly is, though I wouldn't expect any less. Still, now we should be able to have him fighting by our side. I'm sure T will be all stoked to hear about this. Let's go back and tell her. Yeah, in a minute. Another door. Food is the basis of all. Men can only tread the right path with food in his stomach. Only when you have completed 20 kinds of food, committed 20 times of food to memory shall this door open. I need to find 20 or 5 while I'm here, while I'm at it. Because I think it's Analace. Apparently it is. Star Door 5 is now complete. I can take that off my list. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. We have time. The city of Bose. Interesting. Wow, that's a surprise. Analace. Lugren, whatever. Is something the matter? It's not like you to walk up to the second floor without even looking at the board and sit quietly. You're not feeling sick from eating too much ice cream, are you? Don't be silly, I'm not a kid anymore, you know. Could have fooled me. I swear that you were the one who ate 3 full scoops first thing this morning and later had to go and get some stomach medicine. Maybe my memory's playing tricks on me. Let's all pretend that never happened, okay? Besides, that was back when I was a junior bracer. That was forever ago. I learned my lesson after that, I swear. Now I never even have more than 1 scoop each morning. You're not supposed to have ice cream in the morning at all. Well, no matter. Now that you've come all the way up here... Oh, right. Well, you see, I got a letter from Pappy who lives a long way away this morning. Really? He's a swordsman, if I recall, isn't he? Yes, he's an instructor. He's a real famous among sword practitioners, actually. Yon Kafai, the 8 Leaves 1 Blade School. Huh. Neat. I remember someone telling me about that. Yeah, that's the one. I was familiar with the name even before meeting you. I was quite surprised to find out you're his granddaughter. Didn't he used to live here in Liberal? I'm surprised you know about that. I can't say I have any memories of when he was here, though. It was around when I was born, so how could I? That long ago. Well, how's he doing? Judging by this letter, yeah, he's doing fine. I haven't had the chance to meet him in person for about a year now. Last time we had a chance to spar, I felt like he was totally babying me, even though he's like 70. Yes, he must be really skilled to be treating an active bracer that way. What's with all the sudden serious face? It's nothing all that major, but I've been wondering something for a while. Why do you stay here when you could join him? What? I'm sorry, I'm lost. Well, it's just that you're aiming to improve your swordsmanship. It feels like if you have a grandfather like that, the fastest way to do that would be to go with him and polish your skills. That's, well, I suppose it's not my place to be telling you what may or may not be best for you. I'm sorry, Analace. You needn't pay me any attention. No, not at all. I appreciate your advice, so please don't think it's not your place to give it. I can definitely see where you're coming from on this. I do have my reasons for being here and all. They're just a little difficult to explain. Oh? I do want to learn more about swordsmanship and swords in general. So, in that case, you're right that continuing to train under Pappy would be both the best and fastest course of action. But that's not all I want to do with my life. I want at least as much, if not more, to know about what it means to be a bracer. I guess it's a case of wanting to learn more about swordsmanship as a bracer rather than as a swordsman. Am I even doing a good job of explaining this? No, I think I can see where you're coming from now. Pappy once told me that he taught me all of the technical side of swordsmanship forms, crafts, and that kind of stuff already. Whether I can master them or not is all down to me now. So in that case, I feel like there's a specific need to me to train under him nowadays. Of course, whether I'm really advocating in my swordsmanship now is another issue entirely. I wish I could say for sure I was, but I see. What's with that silent treatment all of a sudden? Nothing. You're not really one of the kinds of serious decisions, so I was impressed to see you were even capable of them. Hey, I am so capable! Besides, you're the one who kind of pushed me into thinking about all this stuff in the first place. I'm glad I did. Anyway, getting back to the point, what did the letter even say? Right. Well, as surprising as it is, it says I should go and see Cassius Bright. Cassius? The one and only. That's right. Supposedly, Pappy was invited by the Royal Army to be a guest instructor at some point a long time ago. That's when he trained Cassius. So ever since, they've had this kind of student-master relationship. Cassius even went out of his way to go and see him 10 years ago when he decided to stop using a sword. 10 years. That would put that around when he left the army and became a bracer. What exactly prompted him to tell you to go visit Cassius? Well, I guess he only recently found out that Cassius has returned. So now he's wondering whether he might take the opportunity to take up the sword again. I gotcha. He wants you to go and ask for him. And let him know what he says. People really do end up connected in the strangest places and funniest ways. Tell me about it. Anyway, that being said, I have a favor to ask. You want time off? Well, who am I to say no? You've got a good cause. I can even get in touch with the army and set up a meeting. Really? Really. Go along and get that truth your grandfather wants from him. And in return, I want you to take care of every single one of the monster extermination requests on the board first. Every single one? Aren't there like 5 of them right now? Sure, but the monsters in this area will be no trouble at all for you as you are now. They'd be less of a problem if Grant were around, but I had to lend him to the guild over in Round, so he's not back. You're gonna have to pick up the slack here in his place, especially if you want time off. Okay. Three days later. So I guess they did that off screen, off camera, whatever. I'm finally here. Can I help you? I'm Analace Elfade, a bracer with the guild. I've come to meet Brigadier General Wright. I see, I believe we've been expecting you. I'll pass on that you've arrived. You might have to wait a little while before you can meet with the General, though. But I'm right on time. Did something throw a schedule off? Something must have. I can't pretend to know much more than I do. But the General is a very busy man, so it's not all unusual for things like this to happen. I can English, people. Anyway, like I said, I'll pass on that you've arrived. No problem. This is taking ages. I hope the meeting isn't going to end up getting cancelled or something. I really don't have to come all this way for nothing. I suppose if I can't meet with Cassius, I could at least go shopping in Gransel. They should probably be getting a new lineup of stuffed toys around now. I wonder which ones I should get. Maybe the bear or the crocodile ones. In a while would be nice. Excuse me, young lady. The General can meet with you now. Really? I love this girl. She's adorable. Good day, sir. Thank you. You must be Analace, I assume. Yes, I am. Welcome to Leston Fortress. The General is waiting. Please follow me. Oh, thank goodness. I seriously thought I was going to have to go home without seeing him. I'm terribly sorry for the wait. Please follow me. You got it, sir. I brought your visitor, sir. Very good. You may return to your duties. Thank you, sir. I'm very sorry about the delay, Analace. Don't be. I'm more thankful you took the time out of your busy schedule to speak with me. This is the least I could do for someone from my old line of work. It's been a while since we last met, though. You've become a seasoned veteran before I knew it. I'm certainly like to think I have. I can't have Estelle soar ahead of me while she's abroad, can I? That's just what rivals do. So they do. I'll be looking forward to seeing how much stronger the two of you have become. You won't be disappointed. Getting to the point, I'm pleased to hear that my old Master Cafe is still in good health. I believe it was because of him that you came here today. That's right. I didn't realize you were an acquaintance of his. I certainly am. In short, he's the man who taught me the way of the sword. That was over 20 years ago at this point. The first time we met was when I was back at the military academy, so I studied under him. I still remember the harsh training sessions he gave here at Leston like they were yesterday. Really? Is there any special reason you didn't say you knew him before? You knew I was his granddaughter, didn't you? I did. By the time I first met you, I had long given up the sword. It didn't feel appropriate in my eyes to act as if I were his student in light of that. Oh, gotcha. I haven't seen him in about 10 years. Does he write to me on occasion? He does write to me on occasion, but how is he these days? Does he still have the same old vim and vigor? Yep, he really doesn't act his age at all. Still, you'll let me get straight to the point. The reason I came here is to continue the discussion he had with you 10 years ago. Oh. To tell you the truth, Pappy still laments the fact that you left the path of the sword. That's why he wrote to me when he heard you'd returned to the army. He wondered whether you would be returning to the military may mean you were ready to pick up the sword again. So, this is it. He'd like to know directly from you how you feel. I see. Well, it's a great honor after so many years he still cares so much about an inexperienced and utterly lacking swordsman like me. Yet, I'm afraid my answer is still that I have no intention of taking up a blade again. Can I ask why? You certainly can, but I'm not sure how to put it as an answer. This has always been on my mind too, so I've always wondered what would prompt someone so skilled with a sword that they have gained the Divine Blade title to leave it all behind. I don't mean to make light of your skill with your staff or say it's inferior. It's just hard to wrap my head around why you did what you did. And there's a little part of me that can't accept it either. Especially now that you've returned to the army, why can't you return to being a swordsman? Unless Unless you believe your staff is stronger than the sword after all. No, not at all. I just believe a staff is a more fitting weapon for me as I am now. Staves are a symbol of protection which are used more for keeping enemies at bay than cleaving through them. You say that as if all swords are good for are cutting and killing. I fight because I want to protect things just like you do. As a swordsman, as a bracer, and as myself. Are you telling me the swordsmanship Pappy taught me isn't going to let me do that? I'm sorry, I didn't ask for you to take time out of your day so I could come and shout at you. But I can't accept what you're saying. Up until all that have happened here in Liberl, I've never felt any doubt that swordsmanship was the right path for me. In the end, all of what happened just served to remind me of how powerless I really am. And now I feel like no matter how hard I try, I'll always be a rookie. I'll never be strong enough to do what I want to do. Now I see. Perhaps this is fate. I see. Master Cafe hasn't changed one bit. He's still the same firecracker he always was. What do you mean? I'm afraid, as I am now, I'm not able to answer the questions you are asking me. But I know someone else who can. There you are. Are you ready to begin? Indeed I am. I never expected to wear this uniform again, though. Especially not so soon. I'd almost think you'd enjoyed messing with people. I'm not doing it to bully you. You know as well as I do, your usual work clothes aren't suited for this kind of thing. Colonel Richard. I realize this may sound like a silly thing coming from a man wearing this uniform, but I am no longer a colonel, young lady. Sorry. Is it Mr. Richard then? Or Alan? You may call me whatever you wish, though no need to put for the Mr. Meanwhile, I believe you are Analace, a senior bracer of the guild. You know me? I'm not the former commander of the intelligence division for nothing. I know all about the bracers in this country. I see. But how did you end up being here? Richard was who I was meeting just before I spoke with you, really. In short, I've decided to start up a new research company as a civilian. So while I may not be part of the army anymore, I can definitely see myself continuing to need to work with it in the future. So I decided to come here in order to discuss the matter with Cassius in the hopes of maintaining a good relationship between us in the future. Now I get it. Wait, is the person you mentioned earlier? That's right. I want the two of you to fight one another. Wait a second. This is all a bit sudden, isn't it? Especially if I'm going to be fighting with the famous Colonel Alan Richard. Is that so? You don't want to know the answers to the questions you just asked? I believe any doubts you have towards swordsmanship can only be dispelled through using it. Focus not on whether you win or lose, but on pouring all you have into the battle, and you should be fine. Alright. I'm not sure I can make much of an opponent, but I'll do what I can. It's not every day one has a chance to test their skills against a relative of the Eight Leaves founder. I'm eager to see what you can do. Begin.
Clever. Dodge this far.
Here I go! You're done!
Unbelievable.
Oh yeah!
Boy, she's nothing to sneeze at. Holy crap, I did it! Well, it looks like my skills still have a lot of room for improvement. The victor is decided. Sheathe your blades. Analace, how did his swordsmanship appear to you? Well, he fights using the Eight-Leaf School's 5th form, Morning Moon. He's made a few changes to the standard form, but it's largely a style based around sword drawing techniques. Well, okay, I noticed a bit more than just technical details like that. What did you notice? One thing I realized while fighting him. Richard swings his sword as if it perfectly synchronized to my breathing. The second I go on the offensive, he reacts without fail. In that sense, he feels like his swordsmanship is more defensive than offensive. That defensive stance matches perfectly with the form he uses in combat, and the result is very natural, very powerful swordsmanship. Oh. What I can't work out is why you're focused on fighting defensively to begin with. I mean, I assume it's because you want to protect something, but what? Analace? Yes, sir? I wield my sword but for one single reason. To protect this country. Everyone has at least something that they wish to protect in this world. Perhaps that is a person, such as their family or loved ones. Or perhaps it is a belief or ideology that they hold dear. And just as the things we seek to protect are different, so too are the ways we choose to do it. In my case, the way I choose to protect what I care about just so happens to perfectly suit the defensive swordsmanship you noticed. Although, I can only imagine how comical it must sound to hear a criminal who threatened this nation talk about wanting to protect it. The whole reason you did what you did was to protect your country. That's why I like Alan Richard as a villain. Everything he did was for the defense of his nation, not power, not money, not glory, but the defense of his nation from those he felt could be a threat to it. There was sound logic in him as a villain, and that's why I think he's one of the best. Well, not it really. Richard. Please don't say anything, General. Her Majesty may have chosen to pardon me for what I did, but that does not make those crimes simply disappear. Still, just as you desire to protect Liberl remained even after leaving the army, I can't completely turn my back on mine. It was so that I resolved to leave the army. You see, Analace, to me, one's position in life is just a means to an end, a way in which to achieve whatever you wish to do. I think that's true for one's choice of weapon as well, wouldn't you agree? What's important isn't the weapon you choose, but what you choose to do with it. What inspires you to take it up and use it in a fight. The reason I chose to put my sword aside and take up the staff is those feelings had changed. That is all. So, Analace, have you any more thoughts? I should just use my sword in the way that best fits me to do what I want. That's what you're trying to say. Sure is. Beat me to it. You're Master Caffe's granddaughter, after all. Very quick to catch on. I'm just as quick at forgetting things, too. But I finally get where you're coming from. I'm happy to hear that. Could I ask you to pass my answer on to Master Caffe, then? Consider it done. I'm sure he'll understand. Then again, would you be opposed, Richard? Not at all. I've already inherited the way of the sword itself from you. It's only right that someone else should inherit that. What are you talking about? It's settled. Would you accept this, Analace? Jen Yu. What's this? It's a blade I once used myself. I think it would be much happier in the hands of an active practitioner of swordsmanship than in my own at this point. Hold on a second. I couldn't possibly accept this. The fuck you can't. This... Surely if anyone should be taking this off, it should be Richard. Perhaps on the surface, but how things are on the surface is not always what's most important. I thought you had just learned this. I'm not sure the lessons I learned earlier have anything to do with this. There's no need to think so seriously about this. All you need to do is take out this blade and use it to do what you want to do, and the way you choose to do it. That's all anyone expects of you. To do what I want to do with it, in the way that I choose to do it. If you insist, I'd be happy to accept it. I feel I've learned a lot about having the opportunity to face off against you. I really do hope I'll have the chance to again one day. So do I. You'll both have to make sure you don't neglect your training then. Of course. I wouldn't dream of giving it any less than 100%. That was nice. It sounds like it was quite the fruitful experience. It was. I'm guessing this was Pappy's plan all along. He knew exactly what would happen if I went to ask Cassius what I did. And that's why he asked. I must have sounded a little unsure of myself in the last letter I wrote him. Like master, like pupil. Incidentally, while I hate to spring this on you before you've had a chance to settle back in, a lot of work built up while you were away. There's even a request from the mayor, so I really do need you to get on it. Ah. If anything, you should be grateful. All this work will give you a chance to refine your skills with that new mindset. That's one way of looking at it. So, Pappy? Well, I bet you knew all along, it looks like Cassius has no intentions of taking up the way of the sword ever again. But thanks to seeing him, I ended up being given a chance to re-examine my own swordsmanship. Up until now, I thought I was all about getting stronger or faster. But now, I finally realize that what's far more important than either of those things is why you take up your sword in the first place. I feel like now I finally understand why I was never able to defeat you, no matter how many times we sparred. I might not be the best student in the world, but I'll keep giving my training all I've got. Love, Analace. And I got the sword and money. Let's take a look at that. That was nice. That was nice. Oh, Jesus Christ! When I heard that she becomes a monster with her unique sword, I wasn't expecting that much of a beast. Strength up by 1,000. Jesus. I'm going to end this one here. Thank you all for watching. Join me next time on Trails in the Sky 3 as we wake up. Agate, I'm the Dark Seraph, signing off.